Learning how to weld in this environment is not enough. 2023, I had to hire 10 welding positions. The positions that we had available, the welders had to know how to read prints and they had to know how to fit. The sad part is I personally reviewed over 300 resumes, and out of that 300, only 30 of them knew how to print read. And of those 30 that came in person, only 10 of them were proficient in fitting. Welding robotics have advanced significantly over the last 5 years. With new vision systems and now AI being integrated into the robotics cell, they're able to correct a lot of the issues that robotics have had over the last few decades. The truth is, welders are now more vulnerable to be replaced by robots than ever. What's not easy to replace are fabricators. Fabricators are welders who can read prints, fit up their own parts, and they can take a project from start to finish. So here at Laser Weld, our welders are not just welders, they're the fabricators, the grinders, the fitters, the welders, the whole 9 yards. We're actually gonna go through and talk to a few of the guys to get a little more of an idea about it. In your experience, you've worked with fabricators, and then you've also worked with some people that all they know how to do is just weld. Is that correct?
Yeah, just weld, and those are ones that typically are let go first during the layoff time. I mean, if they can't use them no more, then those be the ones that...
They're the first ones to go.
They're the first ones to go.
So with the work that you're doing day to day, you're not just hood down welding all day, correct?
No, everything that we weld, we tack up, we measure, we cut. Sometimes, the parts might come out longer and, we have to kind of figure out a way to cut them out, make them fit, measure, read blueprints, all that stuff. So no, we're not just welding all day.
Welding is a part of it, but it's not the whole picture.
Yes, it's a part.
On the products that you're building right now, do you see a robot being able to do that?
Not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. Okay, cool.
If it was smaller, maybe.
In your experience, you've worked at companies that had automated or robotic welding applications, correct?
Yes.
But it never, the welding cells, they could never replace a fabricator.
No, you can never replace. Somebody still got to fit it up for you.
Somebody still got to fit it.
You still got to fit it up for the robot.
Gotcha.
So a robot won't replace a fabricator. That's one thing that a fabricator ain't got to worry about getting his job taken by an AI robot or anything like that.
One thing that I've seen at several companies is that they'll do a division of labor. They'll have fitters and then welders and grinders. In y'all's area, that's not the case, right?
No, we're all in one.
You do all of it?
We do all of it. We do all of it, and which is good. So we don't have to rely on other people to, we don't have to wait until they do this and do this. We can do it all ourselves.
Okay.
So we measure it in right as soon as we're done, we go right to welding.
Gotcha. And so y'all are turning into the paint department a finished product.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Everything, as soon as we weld it, we grind it down, make it smooth, we send it to the painters.
Also on those, a lot of the product you're making, the actual welding is a very small portion of the time, correct?
It's probably about 30% grinding, 30% fitting.
And then also there's some crane and some forklift moving, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Moving parts around, then taking it out of the fixture, flipping it, grinding it.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's kind of important for people to understand is that when we're talking about welding, not all of that is just hood down welding a part. You guys have to do the whole package, and it comes out of your area a complete part, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you've worked pressure vessels in the oil field, aluminum production trailers, forklift industry, aerospace, wastewater, and now barbecue pits.
Yeah, now
right?
grills. Yeah.
Now grills.
So yeah, anything that comes with a print, I'm able to work with it.
In the time that I've worked with you, you've been able to work on different projects and help us launch those products because you're a full-blown fabricator.
That's helped me out, being able to fabricate, weld, read the prints, and assemble things together to move the product along.
And that's helped with the changes in the economy, the changes in our customer base. You've been able to adapt and move around with those, correct?
Yes.
So how did you start fabricating?
I started in high school, just doing like fire pits and trailer parts and stuff like that. If a fender was bent, we take it off, re-weld it, or just putting tie-down points on trailers or jacks or, new tongues and everything.
You'd have to cut it,
Yeah.
fit it, weld it, the whole 9 yards.
Yes,
It was
sir.
not just laying down a pretty bead, right?
No, it wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, and that's what we're talking about, is that it's not just welding, it's fabrication. At the end of the day, you're turning in a completed, usable part for a customer. The sad truth is that if you're in a company, a manufacturing company, and all you know how to do is weld, you don't know how to print read, you don't know how to fit, you will be the first in line for layoffs. The last people to stay, the last people to get laid off are the welders who can also print read and fit. These are all skills that you can learn on YouTube or ask an old welder, pay for his lunch, buy him a beer, whatever it takes. but you need those skills, especially in the ever-changing environment. And then additionally, if you ever want to start your own business, welding is not enough. And even as the economy changes and the product mix changes, there's always a place for good, skilled fabricators. So if you're in welding or you just now get into welding, laying a good bead is not enough. Learn how to print read, learn how to fit, and truly understand your craft. And let's make America manufacture again.